Machinist MR9A Pro Review. You're probably wondering, would I buy it? My answer is yes, but only if used for 1440p gaming and graphics rendering. Currently, a motherboard kit with a CPU and 32 gigabytes of RAM costs around $120 USD. If you can stretch your budget to $200 USD, you could opt for a Ryzen 5 3600, a solid Gigabyte B550M Aorus Elite Micro ATX, and 16 gigabytes of RAM. With the Ryzen and a good GPU, 4K gaming becomes a possibility. 10 not-so-good things about this motherboard. 1. NVMe slot issues. Both NVMe slots do not fully support 2TB SSDs. I added a 2TB drive for data storage, and the system froze randomly. After flashing a different BIOS version, using non-ECC RAM, and even switching CPUs, the problem persisted. I discovered that the freezing occurred during data transfers, and had to reinstall Windows 10, as the OS was corrupted beyond repair. However, after using an NVMe to PCIe adapter, I had no further freezing issues. 2. 440p struggles. The motherboard sometimes struggles with 1440p gaming on high settings. I tested both the RX 6600M and RTX 3060 Ti, and while the performance is decent, it occasionally stutters. 3. BIOS updates. There's no official support or easy BIOS upgrades. You need to use third-party software like My899 to download and flash the BIOS. Thankfully, flashing the BIOS on this board is relatively simple. 4. Lack of RAID support. I suspect there is no native RAID support. I've read about this issue on forums, but haven't tried RAID configurations myself yet. 5. PCIe 4.0 limitation. PCIe 4.0 devices will only work in PCIe 3.0 mode, which limits their bandwidth and performance potential. 6. Warranty issues. Getting warranty replacements or refunds is challenging. If it fails due to a manufacturing defect, the motherboard needs to be shipped back to China, which is both time-consuming and expensive. 7. Noisy VRM cooling. The VRM is cooled by a small fan, which, like many low-cost fans, can become noisy. However, a spare fan is included for replacement. 8. Outdated LGA 2011 slot. The LGA 2011 socket is becoming obsolete. As mentioned, it lacks support for PCIe 4.0, limiting its future-proofing potential. 9. Sensor and fan issues. The temperature and other sensors on the motherboard don't work correctly, possibly due to cheap sensors or even a lack of them entirely. This results in the CPU fan running at maximum speed constantly, as it lacks a fan speed control circuit. 10. USB 3.0 issues. I'm experiencing intermittent disconnections with my wireless USB card when plugged into the USB 3.0 ports. However, when connected to the USB 2.0 ports, the card works without issues. 10 good things about the Machinist MR9A Pro. 1. Low power consumption. When idle, the CPU consumes about 7 watts, and the paired AMD RX 6600M GPU draws approximately 3 watts. The total system power draw is around 25 watts when idle, making it highly energy efficient. 2. Affordable price. The motherboard is very budget-friendly, especially when purchased as part of a kit that includes memory and a CPU, offering excellent value for the price. 3. Intel Core i7 compatibility. The LGA 2011 socket is compatible with a few Intel Core i7 CPUs, which expands upgrade options. While only 3 Core i7 models are supported, it adds flexibility for users seeking higher performance. 4. ECC and non-ECC RAM support. This motherboard supports both ECC and non-ECC memory, with both types functioning properly, providing flexibility for different system needs. 5. Dual NVMe slots. With 2 NVMe slots, the motherboard offers high-speed storage options for users wanting fast SSDs, enhancing overall system performance. 6. Stable performance. The system is reliable and works smoothly, especially for users who do not plan on frequent upgrades. It offers stable and consistent performance for general tasks. 7. Low wattage CPUs. The board supports low-power CPUs such as the Xeon 2650, which consumes about 60 watts under maximum load, ideal for users seeking energy-efficient solutions. 8. Xeon compatibility. The motherboard supports a range of Xeon E5 v3 v4 processors, making it suitable for high core count tasks like rendering and virtualization, providing significant performance potential. 9. Effective VRM cooling. The VRM fan although sometimes noisy, offers adequate cooling and the heatsink does not get overly hot, ensuring stability even under load. 10. Rich BIOS features. The BIOS offers a variety of settings, including RAM timings. To access these settings, however, users must flash a custom BIOS, as the default version doesn't expose these options.